Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. It is Monday, July 20th, 7:25 in the morning, and we are starting officially a brand new series. What is the series? Don't ask me because I don't know. I saw a TikTok or a reel yesterday, and it was about being obedient in the wilderness. It's funny because when I read the story, I was like, those guys are silly. Why can't they just follow God the entire time? And now that I'm in the wilderness and I am being like an Israelite, I'll be completely honest, I haven't been reading regularly. Like, if I look at this journal entry, the last time I read was on the 6th of July, but the time before that was the 18th of June, and the time before that was the 18th of May. Like, I have not been reading, I have not been connected, and I know that because I've been mad. I've been mad. I'll be completely honest. That's the reason why I've been avoiding God and I have not been connecting with Him in the last almost year. And I'm still mad, I'm still hurt, and I'm still upset. But I recognize that that's how I've been feeling. I haven't been reading, and this is how stressed I feel in my life. There's a lack of peace that I'm missing. Even though I'm feeling mentally amazing because I've been in therapy, there's a there's something missing. There's a piece that's missing, and I know exactly what that is. I say all of that to say, when they were in the wilderness, the whole point was to be obedient. I also decided I was going to read in my room today because I've been trying to do it in my office, and now it's almost like when I get into my office, my brain automatically goes work mode, and even literally I will have my Bible on my desk, I'll have my notepad and everything on my desk, and I will still struggle to read in the morning. So I'm gonna try and read in my room, in my bed in the mornings, and see if that makes a difference with my consistency. We're just gonna try a couple things, even if I have to go sit downstairs with a cup of coffee and at the kitchen table and try and read in the mornings. I'll try that, or sit out in the something. I'm trying to figure out what's gonna make it stick. So let's get to reading. Now what am I going to do? And I'm going to get up, take a shower, and then get ready for the day. Hello, I have returned. Shower has been taken. No, this is not the gym fit. It's like barely even 9 o'clock now. My mom's actually downstairs making breakfast. So I was like, let me just throw some clothes on so that I can eat breakfast. I may have a check-in from a client submitted. If I do, then I'll take care of it then. If not, then I'll just take care of them when I get back. But yeah, I'm trying to decide which gym I'm going to go to though, which is the hard part because both of them are going to be busy. Crunch and the YMCA. It's like I have to pick and choose my battles. Crunch, I can barely get into the parking lot, and then sometimes I can barely get on a machine. And then the YMCA, it's like at least I can get into the parking lot and sometimes get on a machine. Summer in Florida, right? Breakfast has been acquired. Bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. I am now in the office. It was my assistant coach's birthday yesterday, so I sent her a message last night saying happy birthday to you. I went with this monochromatic look for the day. It's blue on blue, super cutesy. I haven't worn these blue leggings in a really long time, and they actually fit and they feel comfortable, and I'm very happy about that. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been rocking with mascara lately because my eyes have been bothering me. My allergies start to act up as it gets into the summer months, so I have not been wearing mascara. I don't even remember the last time I cracked open my mascara. It's been at least a month, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So next thing we're gonna pop on is this e.l.f. Blush. Oh, and I should have shown you guys what I was using for my brows. This is the L'Oreal Faux Brow Pen, and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. This is like their lightweight clear brow gel. They have a super hold one. This isn't that one. This is the lightweight clear gel. Yeah, clear brow gel is all it says, but like I said, there's two. This is the lighter weight version. I'm gonna show you guys one thing I picked up from the store. I picked up this rosemary hair oil because before I started my lock journey, I was wearing wigs and stuff a lot. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of having someone that is incredibly unexperienced do a braid down for me. And essentially what she did was she like heavily braided this side and this side of my hair to the point where literally the two braids that I had here, and I hadn't paid attention, I was in college, right, ripping and running the streets, like the hair came out. It was essentially like tension alopecia. Hair oil from Botanic Hearth, biotin, jojoba, and castor oils. I'm gonna use this for like a month and see what she does, if she does anything. Word. Just gonna add most oils and then apply. Feels kind of nice, not gonna lie. My hair feels good. Little length check for you guys, because I know it's been a while. But little length check since it's been a while. We will be 5 years locked in November. So let's go to the gym. I will probably see you after the gym. The gyms are like way too busy right now for me to record, not gonna lie. If I get a clip or two that I usually post on my Instagram stories, I'll throw them into the vlog. But if you don't see any clips of me working out in landscape mode, you know why. So I'm currently sitting in the car as one does before getting into the gym, and I just do not feel like going inside. I'm not gonna lie. And this has just kind of been the vibe the last couple of weeks, and I've been trying to figure out what it is, and I think I just put two and two together. It's just so busy. Like, I enjoy the style of training that I'm doing, but because I need space, right? I'm doing some jumps, I'm practicing like my off ice jumps. I need a little bit more space than what everywhere has to offer because there's just so many people here. And it just kind of sucks. So it's like every time I get to the gym, like I'm excited to get to the gym, I'm excited to move my body, and then I get to the parking lot and the parking lot is so filled, and I'm like, bro, I just don't want to go in. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like working out. And it really is, it's not that I don't feel like working out, it's I just don't feel like dealing with so many people. We'll see. I'm gonna go because I'm here. I'm at the gym. I went to the YMCA, by the way, because I just knew something in me told me I was like, I'm not going to Crunch. But yeah, so I am here. I did come to the gym, and I am gonna go in, but I'm just letting you guys know that I don't feel like going in. So if you ever feel like that, if you're ever like me and you literally get to the gym and you just don't feel like going in, I've had days where I literally go home after I get here, but you know, today's gonna be a day that we conquer the feelings. Facts over feelings. Following the plan, not the mood today. Yeah. That was rude of me. I'm sorry for yawning in your face, but my cycle is kicking my tail this time around, guys. Oh my goodness. I am exhausted, but I can't get to bed on time. Like, I wind down in the evening, get in bed, and suddenly I'm wide awake, but I'm exhausted at the same time. My insomnia starts running rampant around my cycle. Some months are worse than others, and this is definitely one of those months where I'm up. But good morning. We're going to go ahead and get into our reading this morning. It's actually Thursday, July 23rd, so it's actually a few days after. Yeah, I actually posted that video yesterday about like what's been going on, what I'm going through, what's new under the sun in my life. So yeah, I posted that video yesterday. So this is the same week. Well, not the same week that those clips were recorded, obviously, but the same week that I posted that video. We are moving in the direction. Like I said, I think, and I do want to say thank you guys for like giving me the space to make that video and share what I was going through and how I was feeling. And I'm not saying that now to say like that's not how I'm feeling now. I still absolutely feel that same way, but I didn't even get a chance to do a formal outro because the initial thought when I recorded that video was it was going to be a part of a vlog. But when I was going through and I was editing the clips, I was like, I can't put this in another vlog. Like, this needs to be a video of where I'm just being open and honest and talking about what's going on in my life. Like, that needs to be a separate situation. With all of the things that I said, I have a little bit more clarity as to what I have to do. And realistically, the only other option right now is to continue to pursue the last thing that he told me to chase, which was being a coach and creating content. So I'm just going to go back to the last thing that he told me to do in the pursuit of whatever is next. I'm trying to get out of the wilderness mindset and really just focus on the promised land. My mom and I were chatting the other day, and she was telling me about a lot of Christian business owners that she has followed online really, really, really talk about Luke in particular. So I think I told you guys the other day that I was currently reading Song of Solomon, but I'm not in the headspace of dating or marriage right now, so it doesn't really hit. And for me, especially when I'm in a season like this where I'm trying to get reconnected, the reason why I started reading my Bible so heavily was because when I first got laid off, I started reading Job, and it felt like exactly where I was in my life, right? Having had everything I could have asked for under the sun and having all of those things stripped from me at one time. So it was relatable. I was able to see myself in Job, and in seeing myself in his struggles, I was also able to see myself in the successes at the end of the story as well. So that kind of it was relatable, right? Connection is a big part of why we want to do things or why we spend more time doing things. And for me, that connection is why I spent more time in the Bible, because it made me recognize that he really does have his hand on all of his people, even when things look pretty bad like they did with Job. Say all of that to say, she was mentioning that a lot of those Christian business owners, CEOs and stuff like that spend a lot of time in Luke. So that's actually where we are going to hop into today. So I'm reading what kind of version is this? Is this Amplified? No, this is the ESV version. It's a ESV study Bible. So we're just going to read a chapter. We're going to read Luke 1 and go from there. It's so funny. People always say, Diamond, you live in Florida. Why are you in hoodies all the time? Because we keep the house cold, guys. It be chilly in here, okay? Needs that. One of the funniest things whenever I'm reading scripture is when an angel appears to someone and they're like, be not afraid. Be so for real, actually, because we know what biblical angels are supposed to look like, and them things are scary. It's okay. We can say it. Y'all, our Heavenly Father is hilarious. He has a way with words. I'm reading Luke chapter 1, right? Finishing it up, and I'm like, okay, getting some good words, setting a little bit of background for what Luke is going to talk about, right? I know the Gospels, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are essentially the same story from different perspectives, but also with different purposes behind them. I'm reading Luke chapter 1, verse 80. And the child, this is John the Baptist, or who will become John the Baptist, essentially. And the child grew and became strong in spirit, and he was in the wilderness until the day of his public appearance in Israel. And what word has been like my word of the week has been wilderness, has it not? So I read that and I paused and I was like, wait a minute. You're telling me John the Baptist was in the wilderness, literally cooking, okay? Cooking up in the wilderness the entire time until he was ready to be revealed to the public as John the Baptist. So I'm doing a little bit of a deep dive, right? A little bit of deep dive. Lived in the wilderness, right? Spiritually, this is what got me. The wilderness, and I didn't know this. Spiritually, the wilderness served as a training ground. It stripped away the distractions of secular society and the religious establishment, allowing him to focus on communion with God, discipline, and receiving his prophetic calling. I have been viewing the wilderness as this barren, desolate place where nothing exists, nothing goes right. All I picture is either just nothing but desert land with nothing around you, or just a straight dark forest that you can't get out of. That has been my image of a wilderness for so long. But becoming a training ground and removing the distractions so that you can focus on communion with God, discipline, and receiving your prophetic calling. That makes so much more sense. It doesn't fix the way I feel immediately, but it gives me a new perspective to think on. The wilderness is preparing you for something. It's not this empty, wasteful space. There's work being done, should be done. So I guess I have been right. I have absolutely been in the wilderness, but I've been viewing what it means to be in the wilderness incorrectly. I don't know where my home is. Back to the topic at hand. Chill day pretty much today. Just got a little bit of work to do. Oh, that's what I was saying. I want to potentially play a little bit of Call of Duty because a new season drops today, so I may take some time and record a video so I can get a video up for my gaming channel. I have not posted a long form gaming video in like 2 years. I think I've posted like a couple of shorts, but it's been too long. It's been way too long. I also should do a video on my PC as well. I don't know, I've had a lot of content ideas flowing this week, and literally I've just been writing stuff down. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to call this series. I actually have a list of ideas of titles on my desk that I was writing down last night when I started editing this next video. What I'll do is I'll tell you guys a couple of the title options I have, or like the series name options that I have, and explain the whole point of the series, and maybe we can collectively come up with a name to call this series. One of the ones that came to my brain immediately was like growing pains, right? And my thought is like, or getting older was another one that I talked about. Another series that I potentially want to do that I actually fell in love with when I wrote it down, 30 things before 30. 30 things that I want to do before 30, but I have to come up with that list before I could even make that a series. So that one's gonna have to wait because I have to like come up with 30 things. Right now I'm in a season of growing up, getting older, changing. What's next? You know what I mean? Like stepping into the new. Like I just want this to be a real life breakdown of what it's like being a 28-year-old Christian business owner in 2026 and just trying to get it together and having no clue how she's gonna do it, but knowing that she serves a God that will make it happen. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of series title I want to come up with. So even if this vlog doesn't have the series title in it, just understand that this is a part of the vlog. This is video one of many of us growing up, getting older, going through growing pains, all of the titles and potential options. This is episode one officially.